Going hiking today. Plan is to do the Spruce Mountain Trail today, which is down in Plainfield, Vermont near Montpelier. They have a fire tower there, so I'm gonna try and get up there and get a good look around. But it is cloudy right now and very hot, and there are thunderstorms forecast for this afternoon, so we'll see what kind of view we get or if we have to turn around before we get to the top. Definitely a bit hazy today. It's already 82 degrees at 10 a.m. so lots of humidity. But from the fire tower at the top, you're supposed to have a pretty nice view of the Whites and the Green Mountains. Checking in, it's 88 degrees. We still got about 40 minutes to go to get to the trailhead, but it's already gonna be a real hot one. How Vermont is this? I'm still 10 minutes away from the trailhead. We're just in the middle of farmland. Turning onto Spruce Mountain Road now. And about a mile down this road is the parking area. And I think the book said something about parking for like 8 or 12 cars. So we'll see how busy it is in there, because it is a beautiful day for a hike. Looks like there's a few people up there, but not too many. There's only 4 cars, including mine. The trailhead is in the L.R. Jones State Forest. It's pretty easy to find, a gravel road, well maintained. So yeah, it's 11 o'clock right now, and it says the hike round trip is like 3.5 hours. So all right, off we go. Yeah, it's beautiful in here so far. I mean, I just started a few minutes ago, but it's really thick. But the path itself, the road is really wide, so you could definitely get like a utility vehicle in here if you needed. I'm missing my usual hiking buddy today, but she's working. So I have to bring her back. About 7/10 of a mile in. Getting into a little bit more of a sustained climb now. The book and the sign said kind of traverses in about halfway point. All of a sudden it starts to really climb up to the end of the 2.2 mile one way. All right, we're at the 1 mile mark, and I just came to a little bit of a split. This is the Darling Trail, 4 miles to the Sayan Lodge, or Sion Lodge. It looks like that trail kind of goes up through there, and that looks like a little bit more of a traditional footpath. And then if we continue here, looks like we're pretty much at the halfway mark. Yeah, that's pretty. About 1.25 miles in right now, and lots of rocks in here, but still a pretty wide path overall. I do be sweating. I'm wearing hiking pants, thick socks, and this is just a sun shirt, but still it's like in the mid 80s right now, so I do be sweating a little bit. This is a nice little touch. Sometimes these rocks can get really slippery with algae and everything else from just all the moisture up here. But they've got this nice little staircase for us. So that's cool. Case in point here, you can see how wet this rock is. And it's a little slick. It's at a little bit of an angle. It's not too bad though. But just watch your step. All right, just a hair under 2 miles in, and we're in a pretty sustained climb. So I think this is coming up on the end. We're going to be coming out on the tower here shortly. Well, here we are. Made it to the top. And there's the fire tower. Hey, how's it going? Good, thank you. So So it was about 2.27 miles from when I started my watch to getting up to the top here. But fire tower is right over there. We'll go check that out. But this is the view from the top otherwise. And it's gorgeous. So that right there is Noise Pond. If I'm not butchering it, Noise Pond or No Yes Pond. The wind's really ripping through here right now because we're obviously well above the tree line. But how about that? That's fantastic. Very cool. These fire towers never disappoint. They're always beautiful views. And this weather today, even with the haze, it's spectacular. Bunch of bullet holes. Yeah, gorgeous view. Bancroft Pond. Beyond that is Plainfield, and moving back toward East Montpelier. So we're looking northwest right now. We're southeast of Bancroft Pond. And then that way is Montpelier, the state capital, off that way. Hard to tell in the haze on the camera, but right there is Camel's Hump. Took me pretty much an hour to get up here. And I stopped a couple of times, but I was moving right along, but not too fast. But yeah, definitely doable in probably an hour and a half with water breaks and everything. But this is tremendous. This view is fantastic. So this is cool. There's the tower. And then over here is the foundation of the old fire tower keeper's cabin. So you can actually drop down in here. And we'll check this out. So it's this old stone foundation. And you can walk around in it. This is neat. You can see like part of an old bed frame here. In there. Cool. I imagine it'd be pretty tough to hump up here all the time, bring in supplies. Here's the job site. So that's not a bad commute from the house to the job site once you're actually at the job site. But headed back down now. I'll say one thing, the fire tower was obviously breezy, but it wasn't any cooler up top than it was for the rest of the hike, or at the bottom for that matter. It's just all around a hot, humid day. And we're back at that split. So that Darling Trail to the Scion Lodge, that was right near Noise Pond that we could see from the fire tower. So I think if you were to walk that path, you'd come out somewhat close to Noise Pond. I could be wrong, but and then you'd probably be able to see the fire tower, or at least the summit, of Spruce Mountain from there. So that would kind of be a cool vantage point, but obviously that's another 8-mile round trip to this point, and we still have about a mile to go to the parking area. So that might be an adventure for another day. There you have it. Spruce Mountain fire tower complete. It was a great little day hike, about 4.5 miles round trip. I was up in just over an hour and down in just under, and then I spent probably 45 minutes to an hour up there just taking in the view and hanging out at the fire tower. I saw a few people on my way up that were coming down, and by the time I got back to the parking lot, I was the only car here, and it's not even 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I had the whole place to myself, and it was absolutely wonderful. I'd love to come back. Beautiful view at the top. Even despite the haze, you could still see so much, just a 360 panorama. So highly recommend. The first half is pretty easy going with the footing. It's very wide, like a Jeep trail. About the halfway mark, and then you start to climb up some rocky slopes. But I still think a kid, you know, like 8 or 10 would be able to handle it no problem. So if you're interested in a nice little family day hike here in Vermont, Spruce Mountain Fire Tower is a great one. So hope you enjoy it. Came across these two guys. They just saw a catamount come through here. Big one. They said 9-10 feet long.